And I'm very excited and I'm very curious also to know how Mr. Jimmy went from being a salesman to leading the biggest tissue paper mill in Africa. That is some journey, and that is definitely you definitely took some steps, some personal development. You changed some habits, some skills to get there. So, on your way to senior leadership, what did you personally have to create? A mindset, habit, system, or skill that fundamentally changed your trajectory?
Um, Actually, on my way to leadership, there's so many things I have learned, and the most important mindset, which I'm here to share with all my family here, is first of all, regardless of the job that you are doing, and no matter how low the job is, you should always master that job, and you should always think that this job will serve me in a way in the future. So, regardless of the job you are doing, sometimes it might sound unsatisfying for you at the moment, but you should know that there is something valuable to gain. You know, I've learned that sometimes God will sharpen our skills through situations where we might not understand at the moment. So He will just develop our, let's say, resilience, our gratitude, and most of all, our discipline. I will explain to you how. So when I started my journey as a salesman, um, actually, I won't lie to you. I was a university graduate. I graduated from one of the good universities in my country. But when I got a job as a sales rep, that job didn't require any university degree. So for me, it was something unsatisfying. So I'm a graduate. Why should I take this job? But I took another approach. I say, okay, let me master it. It was a pharmaceutical sales. And I did all my best to learn every single detail about this job. I didn't know that years later, I was approached with a pharmaceutical company. They were looking for a sales director. So they wanted a graduate and they wanted somebody who has already the experience as a sales rep. You know, you can handle sales if you are not a sales. You can manage sales team if you have never been a sales. So being a sales rep who started from the bottom line, I was able to supervise and direct a team of 24 people with a multinational pharmaceutical company. When I joined the first job as a sales rep, sorry, I don't want to talk too much, but this is key. I didn't expect that that low job will serve me in the future. So my message here for all the professionals here, no matter how unsatisfying your job is, please, I want you to master it. It will serve you in a way you don't know in the future. And this is why I'm here to share my personal experience. So, yes, when you master what you are doing now, God will open doors for you and you use those skills that you were complaining about, okay, to excel in the current position. So, that's how I see it.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jimmy. I can definitely say that Mr. Jimmy is actually in the spirit because we had a session this morning, and one of the key takeaway from that session was whatever job or whatever you find yourself doing, give it your best. So when that opportunity comes, you would be prepared to take it. Thank you so much for that, Mr. Jimmy. We have Toby. Regional HR manager is no small feat. I'm sure you've had to go through series of certifications, growth. So share your story because that's definitely a senior leadership role. So what did you personally have to create in your life, a mindset change, a habit, a system that changed your career trajectory?
Thank you so much. And thank you, Certification Edge, for this opportunity. I always welcome any opportunity to share my life experiences, skills with people, and it's a journey that never ends. So I'd like to start by saying there are two kinds of people. There are people who want it and who go after it, and there are people who are just okay where they are. And it's important to know where you are. No shame, just own it. It's a shame when you don't know where you are. That's where the shame is. But just know it. I used to be so frustrated with people who don't want more until I came to realize that there are people that are very okay being operations associates, very okay being a HR generalist. They don't aspire to be a manager. They don't aspire to enter leadership. They are just very okay with that basic salary and that stability that they have. But what will not be okay for such people is when you're not the best at that okay job that you're doing. So it's that mindset. Now, for those people who want to grow, who want to be more, I would like to speak more to that. I just wanted to place a distinction. Now, for those people who want to aspire, who want to be more, one of my earliest experiences, and I really love how Jimmy started off with where he started off in the pharmaceutical world. Where I am currently is not where I started off. I started up in upstream oil and gas. And I was a business associate. Like I'm one of those people who we prepare bids and we try and get in contracts from the MNCs and the indigenous, the IOCs and all that. And there was this job that was a make or break for us. It wasn't my place to do it. It wasn't my place to deliver that job. My job was just to put documents together and help us get it. But there was a make and break clause which said that we didn't have enough Nigerians. So they needed like an understudy and all that. Again, it was not my place. But what did I do? I created an understudy program in the quality assurance world. I think they call it wet coat or wet paint. When you know that that thing is not real, but you just do it because the investors or whatever are coming around. And I created a whole framework. Bear in mind, I was in business development. I was a business associate. And I created a whole understudy program. I put all the foreigners, these are the understudy people, these are the people that would take over in 2-3 years. It was a make or break for us to get that contract. Long story short, the auditors came in and they told me to my face, they said, Toby, we know that this thing is not real. We know that you do not have this on ground. However, we're going to give you this license, but we're giving you 1 year. If we come back in 1 year for an audit and you do not have what you have claimed you have on this piece of paper, we are withdrawing this license. But guess what? That license was all we needed to enter. Once we're in, we're in. But what did that one action do for me? It was a foreign company, so the MD came in from outside the country, literally in halting English. He couldn't even hide his excitement at the fact that we had been shortlisted. He goes, Oluwatob, you do great. You do wonderful. You start HR department. Literally from business associate, I was just thrown into a world of HR that I had no ambition, no plan to, but it was just a mindset of ownership mentality. It was not my department to create that framework. I didn't even know anything about it, but I just held on to it that my company can provide this thing, but this clause should not limit us. And that is what I have carried into where I am today. I have been able to enter new frontiers that did not even exist in my business. Every job I have worked in, I have always started off as something, and by the time I am leaving, I have had other portfolios added to whatever I started the company with. And again, it's about the mindset. So if you want to be basic, make sure that you're advanced basic. Like you are the best basic in whatever you are doing. If you want to be a go-getter, make sure you have that mindset, that entrepreneurial ownership mindset. And that was the winning game for me. Thank you.
So we've heard whatever you find doing, do it with all of your heart, do it properly. And we've also heard have the right mindset towards work. But from your experience, Mr. Jimmy, walking across teams and industries, your experience in the last 25 years has been with working with large teams, large industries, and you lead operations in the largest paper mill in Africa. What specific behavior decisions or results make a young professional truly unforgettable and position them for bigger roles?
Well, that's a very good question. And being a young professional, we always look for a way out, how to succeed wherever we are in our role. So there are a few things that I will advise all my followers, and this has been, how do I put it, has been captured from industry to industry. You know, I've moved from several industries. So there are common things which I would like to highlight on. First of all, as I said earlier, you have to master whatever you are doing, whether you are accepting it, whether you are satisfied with it, you have to master it. Then, as Mr. Ajibola said, you have to keep on upskilling yourself aggressively. Time will wait for no one. If you don't keep on upskilling yourself, other people will bypass you very easily. So then another thing, I want you to create reputation for credibility. Once you create a reputation for credibility, let's say I'm working in so-and-so company, and my boss knows that whatever he give me as an assignment, I'm ready to fulfill it completely. So that reputation will stay in his mind, and it will position me for future role long before the role appears. So what I'm saying is I want people to prepare themselves for any potential future work by building your reputation. Now, another common mistake that I did before, and which I want to advise people not to do it, sometimes you have to create value before you ask for opportunity. What do I mean by that? Like, instead of waiting for the management to pick you and put you on a certain role, you know, we have been in this position, all of us. Why they don't promote me? Why I'm not the one chosen? So what I want from people is, before you do that, okay, create impact. Take the initiative to take responsibility to solve problem before you are given authority. Don't wait for the authority to take responsibility. That's the mistake most of us, I did it. That I was waiting to get promoted before I try to solve problem. It's not my field, it's not my problem. No, that's not how you position yourself as a potential candidate for any promotion that can come at any moment. So another one is networking. Please, it is time for us to network and to create our personal branding. This one, I keep on repeating it anywhere I go. Personal branding now for professional is a must. It's no more about who you know. Everybody knows. It's about who knows you. Who is Jimmy? What he's doing. When somebody mentions my name, I need people to remember me for something. And this is why I want every one of you that create your personal branding on social media, please. So when they mention your name, without remembering your face, they will know, okay, this one is expert in this. This one is expert in beauty, in fashion. He's a financial expert. So let people know who you are, what you do. This is something very important. It's a must. And you have one last thing, please. I want you, because of the limited opportunity nowadays, everybody knows, like opportunities for new jobs is not like before. So you have to be adaptable for any new role that might come out. Don't say, this is my field, I'm not changing. Please, don't have this mindset stocking you in one place. I'm in sales, I cannot move to another place. No, there are limited opportunities now. You have to be adaptable to any role that you say, you think that this might take me where I want to go in the successful career path. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. So we've heard take ownership. You don't wait because it's not my role, it's not my job. We saw that with Mr. Jimmy, we've seen that with Miss Toby. That's how she got into the HR space. She took ownership on a project, and that's where her career trajectory started. We take ownership, we have the right mindset, and we network. Let's take 30 seconds to turn to your neighbor, to your left, to your right, and introduce yourself. Let's start preaching or start practicing what Mr. Jimmy's preaching with networking, please. So let's hear from Toby. From your experience working across teams and industries, you worked in the upstream oil and gas, so definitely you worked with multiple teams, a large number of people. What specific behavior decisions or results make a young professional truly unforgettable, and position them for bigger roles? I mean, you have that experience from taking ownership on a project to becoming a regional HR manager. So please share with us.
Thank you so much. So I would like to answer this question from the perspective of someone who relates closely with CEOs, with country directors, with senior management, basically. So when I am partnering with senior management, what is it that make people stand out? What is it that they look for in people? What's the feedback I get? I get people who show initiative. What is the definition of success? In the world, we say success is preparation meets opportunity, right? I would like to give examples. We were partnering with a company to deliver a unit, like a rig. And our head of department was to give a whole presentation. And for some reason, on that day, I don't know if it was internet, I don't know if it was village people, I don't know what it was, but his screen wasn't just coming on. And this was a high-stake meeting. And then it just occurred to me, looking at the people on the call, I saw that we had a technician who had helped him package some of the slides that he was to present. And I just went off mic and I just called him. I said, "Hi, your boss is not able to do this. Do you have all the slides? Are you able to?" He said, of course, I can do it. And I'm like, okay. So I just went there, I just told our investors, I said, we had a slide glitch. So and so was supposed to give it, but this person is going to give it. And he delivered it effortlessly. Do I need to tell you the impact, the memory that senior management had of that technical officer? Do I still need to talk about it? Those are the things that stick in leaders' minds when what is important to you is what is keeping your boss up at night. So you're not just coming to do your job. This is my JD. This is what they paid me for. Please, it's not my father's company. I'm not going to kill myself. But you just hear your boss saying it in passing. I wish we can find a way to do this. He's not necessarily asking you, but it's just something that he's mulling over. And then you go home, you might just have an uncle somewhere or an auntie that can help you give insights. And you come back the next day, "Sir, ma, please, I noticed that you were saying this. Why don't we try? My friend, live here. What do you know?" What you have said has hit a nerve. Time will come and they would have need for that information. Call that boy. Call that, what were you telling me the other day? You will be surprised. So I found out working with leaders that what makes people stand out? What makes people have career paths that people will be thinking is jazz? It's not jazz. It's foundation. It's the work that they put in. So I would like to level up on what Mr. Jimmy said about how much you want it, how you build yourself. He said something that I cannot stress on, how reliable you are. That's a currency in the workplace, reliability. When you know that this person is like, I remember we're supposed to have a knowledge sharing session and it was supposed to start at 10, and at 10:02 nothing was happening, and I wanted to panic. But when I saw the person leading it, I said, no, this person can't fail. Like I just kept on waiting with everybody. But if it was somebody else, I would have started texting, why is this person not here? But when I saw who he was, the person already has a track record of reliability. So when I even saw that they were late, I'm like, no, even if this person is not going to come, they would have done this. There would literally have had to be a tsunami for this person not to show up. Those are currencies in the workplace that you cannot joke with. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toby. So I hope as we're all going back, we have that mindset that when we resume work on Monday, we're aiming to be a currency in our organization. We're aiming to be reliable. We're aiming to take ownership and definitely change our mindsets. We have a lot of young people here, people who feel uncertain, people who feel stuck in their careers. For example, if we take Toby, she was working in the oil and gas space, had no plans in becoming a HR professional. Today, she's a regional HR manager. At some points, maybe she felt stuck. Maybe she felt uncertain because it felt like, she just she was just thrown into that space without, she wasn't ready for that space, although she's thriving there today. But for young professionals or people who generally feel stuck or uncertain today, what is the first practical step they can take right now to start creating a meaningful, forward moving career?
So I don't know if I would say anybody is really stuck. I would say what they lack is clarity. So, and there is nobody that hasn't been there before. There is nobody that can say they haven't felt like they were not moving, that they were not in one place. So I speak from experience. When it happened to me, what I needed was clarity. What I needed was to just look at myself and say, if you are not paid a salary, what is that one thing that you can do and still show up every day? If they said, this is the only thing that can make you survive in this country, what is that one thing you say, please, me, I can do this? Then now focus 10 times as hard on building that thing. You will be surprised at how things will just start falling into place. Clarity will become clearer. Other things that you thought maybe I can't do, you will be able to do. She keeps on hammering about how I was in business development in oil and gas, and it's a very long story of how when I finally got into HR, that was a win for me, but it also became a valley for me because, like she said, I was thrown in. I had no structure, I had no system, I had no understanding, and I was made head of HR. I wasn't made a HR officer. I was tasked with starting the department. So when I moved to another place, naturally, I went in as HR manager, and that's a whole story for another day. So there is nobody that can say that they haven't been stuck. What we just need is clarity. Thank you.
Thank you, Toby. And I hope we all find clarity after today's Create It conference. Mr. Jimmy, please tell us one time. I mean, I feel hearing you when you started, you spoke about, you felt like you were a graduate and you had to do a job that they weren't really hiring graduates for. And later on, you became a sales director. But during that journey, during that path, how did what are the practical steps you took to find or to create a meaningful and forward moving career?
Actually, there is something I've learned all through this journey. Number one, there's no free lunch in this world. Nobody will come to your rescue. Whether you are jobless, whether you don't like your job, nobody will come and hand you a new opportunity. You have to start from scratch. You have to sweat your way upwards. I was a salesman, then I was promoted to a marketing consultant. I was traveling business class, enjoying everything. Then I was jobless for 6 months. Went back to sales rep again. So I remember one day, I'll be emotional now. I remember one day I told my dad, I said that I'm a sales rep. How long am I going to be a sales rep? He looked at me like that and he was smiling. He said, son, you are building your career path. We don't jump steps. So It's a one step at a time. And any drawback, don't feel demotivated. It's part of the journey. So, my message here is, as you said, sometimes we feel stagnant. It's normal. It's part of the journey. But at the same time, even if I'm working as a I'm washing plates in a restaurant, as low as it is, let me master this job. Because one day, one company manufacturing dishwashing machines can come and ask for my technical consultancy. So master whatever you are doing right now, but keep aiming high. That's it, please. Keep aiming high no matter what you are doing. And God will open doors you have never expected they will open. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Toby, any closing words for the audience?
You know, when you said you feel stuck, that was the valley for me. That was the lowest point. And that was me coming from a mountain where in my previous organization, I had just been made head of HR. And then I moved jobs thinking I was a grade A HR manager. And I went into another job and it was an established company that they knew their onions. And they said, this Toby, she's using us to learn work. And then one day, the lady just looked at me and said, if not for your parents, God bless their memory, we would have fired you, would have been gone. And I remember that day, let me take a page from Mr. Jimmy's book. I don't want to be emotional. But I went home and I held my child and I cried because nobody had ever spoken to me like that before. And I called my sister and she said, what are you going to do about this? So what are you going to just... And I said, I'm going to go and train myself. I'm going to develop capacity. I'm going to build competence. And that was when I crossed paths with Certification Edge. You would have thought I was mad that year. That year was, it was close to my birthday. And I had gotten so much money. You know when it's your birthday and people like, oh, send your account. I'd gotten so much money. Then, when dollar was still 150, no, 200, I'd gotten about 1 million. Most girls my age would have bought the latest Brazilian Bone Street. But I was like a mad person. I went to do all the HR certifications that anybody could think of. I did international. I did local courses. You would think somebody was chasing me the way I attacked these certifications. And by the time I went back into the organization, they knew that something was different with me. I just took a 1 month study leave, 1 month mixed with my normal leave and all that. But when I came back, that was when I understood the importance of whatever is keeping your manager up at night should be your headache. In fact, I went from HR manager to head of corporate communications to a meeting cannot hold if they don't call me. Once they bring the presentation, she says, go and call Toby, go and call Toby. The conference room was on the top floor. My office was on the ground floor. They will wait until I come to the top floor. And that was because I was able to build capacity. I build competence. Like Mr. Bamdele always says, he said, I pray that somebody will insult you into your breakthrough. I was literally pushed into that, and I'm grateful for it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Toby.
Yeah, so you actually asked for closing words.
Yes.
Yes. So if I were to give closing words, and I do this in a capacity of mentorship, which is one of my passionate areas in life, it will be that for people who are coming up, collaboration is key. Building relationship. I think Mr. Jimmy spoke about it briefly. Networking. In the office, it is so important to build capacity. My MD always tells me this story of a movie. I'm not sure whether it's Spartacus or something. And he's like, they came to get this guy and they were like, who is Spartacus? And everybody was like, I am Spartacus. I am Spartacus. I am Spartacus. So basically, they couldn't get to him because a whole army, Spartan, what was it? Spartan, yes. A whole army arose and said, I am he. So basically, you have to go through this army to get to him. And that's, as I've grown in my career ladder, I have understood the importance of having people that would have your back in the workplace. No man is an island. The day will come when you will goof. Everybody always goofs. But when you have people that can protect you, people that can cover you, not people that are literally waiting to move to the side when you fall, but people that will hold you, that's one of the most important things I have learned in my career. It has helped me so much. It has been a guiding light for me, building people around me, people that would have my back. It's something that I can never underscore. Thank you so much.
Please, let's have a bigger round of applause for our speakers today. Thank you so much. This has been insightful. This has been interesting listening to you both share your stories. We can see that no one is coming to save you. You have to build your own path and take full ownership of your future. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you.
Seed Academy, your growth partner.